Wayward Courier by Speven Dillberg, Chapter 4. When I awoke, the first thing I did was not investigate my surroundings, neither was it searching for my weapons which I had been deprived of for some reason, nor going seeking vengeance for the rather violent abuse of my manhood. It did involve my manhood, however. It also included the fetal position, tears, and a lot of swearing. Like you can blame me. I will bet you 3,000 caps that kick will put a dent in a set of T-51B. I'd like to see you stand up afterwards. I sure as hell couldn't. Twilight's ears flattened as the human awoke, making a lot of noises in the process. During his unconsciousness, she had attempted to remove this strange thing on his arm. No matter what she did, the locking mechanism had proven too stubborn, resisting her every attempt. So she used the time until he awoke to find a solution around the language barrier, which she had. She was actually in the middle of an attempt to circumvent the problem when he woke up. Doing her best to ignore the pained moaning, she focused on her only copy of the Canterlot Institute of Linguistics Equestrian Zebrakin Equestrian Dictionary, 8th edition. She had never tried this spell before, never needing to do so in the past. She failed to notice the human stopped his pain complaints and took notice of the intensifying glow coming from her horn. The pages of the dictionary seemed to be caught in a gale. Her face twisted in concentration, doing everything in her consumable power to make sure that the spell had succeeded. The flow of magic stopped, and Twilight took a step back from the book, a little dazed. She now had, in addition to other information that ran rampant through her mind, a whole other language. She stumbled about giddily and tested her new knowledge. "Oh wow," she said, surprised, with the unfamiliar yet perfectly illegible sounds. "It worked," she exclaimed in perfect Zebrakin. She began to giggle as she closed the dictionary and returned it to its spot on the bookshelf. Twilight's mild euphoria at having accomplished this feat of magic was brought to a complete stop when she heard a strange metallic clicking noise. "Next time you take my weapons, take all of them." She turned to meet the owner of the gruff voice, sitting on his posterior, pointing a strange metal thing at her, wearing the foulest look she had ever seen on the living creature, and she had been around Angel, Fluttershy's pet rabbit. Was the human. "So, I was being dramatic, what of it? Not like you would be able to resist, right? I'm just glad her search for my weapons was quick and sloppy, just like the goons in the casinos. They never check your boots for a knife, look for hidden pockets with brass knuckles inside, or think you got a revolver tucked into the back of your pants. I know for a fact that you got a combat knife strapped underneath the body plate of that combat armor. I can see the tip of the handle. By the way, just who the hell is Oh, right, the story. So, yes, I go everywhere with a .44 Magnum tucked into the back of my pants. Probably not really safe, but I'd rather not go completely unarmed. Why the Magnum? Well, partly because I have a soft spot for revolvers. Mainly, though, its accuracy and power in a small, easy-to-carry package. You ever been shot by one? Who am I asking? Of course you have. You've seen how easy people go down. And parts to maintain them are common too. Cheap, powerful, durable. Ammo can be a bitch, but I only ever have 6 shots. Usually all I need is to get to my other weapons. I wasn't going to shoot her. Intimidate her, yes. But I would never actually harm someone without good reason. Raiders are different. They'll take every opportunity they get. Then again, she did take my weapons, and for all I knew I was being held hostage. But being held hostage usually involved rope and lack of movement. No wait, that's a night at the Gamora. Hostage situation included weapons. And as far as I was concerned, that horn could easily be one. I was practically in the same room with a perfectly sane, glowing one. All she needed to do was start throwing around radiation and I was good as dead. I wasn't clearly thinking at that point. After all, I did just wake up after taking a hit to the balls that would knock out a Deathclaw Alpha in full power armor. Wow, that's actually a terrifying thought. I was without most of my weapons. I didn't know where I was. For all I knew, they were going to lock me up and do things to me. So I just sat there pointing the revolver at her and giving her the death glare. Let me tell you, it was taking so much willpower to not just burst out laughing. It took Twilight a moment to properly take note of the significant parts of what he had just said. He just said something about all his weapons. The fact that one of them was being pointed at her meant that she had not gotten all of them. There was also the possibility that he had even more concealed on him. This meant that she now had a dangerous, possibly heavily armed and most certainly furious alien inside of her house, and she was all alone with him. Eep! There was a tense silence, only broken when the human let out a struggled snort and collapsed into complete laughter, lowering the supposed weapon in the process, shortly before cringing and grabbing his crotch. Oh, still hurts. Twilight blinked before realizing what was going on.
That was a joke? She asked loudly. How is that even funny?
The alien just blinked, not understanding a word what she just said. She let out an aggravated sigh and repeated herself in Zebrakin. You just don't have my sense of humor, he replied mockingly. And since when could you speak English?
English? Twilight asked. What are you talking about? We're speaking Zebrakin.
There was a rather strange silence at that point. For the sake of the conversation progressing, let's just say that we're both right, okay? The human asked, his tone making it clear that he didn't want nothing to do with this topic. After all, I have a few questions.
No, how can we both be right? Twilight Sparkle argued. We're debating about what the name of a language is. It's logically impossible for both of us to be correct.
All she got for her trouble was an unamused look and the human putting a palm of his hand on his face. I'm asking the questions now, he said, ignoring her. Who are you, where am I, and where can I find the one who... That's when the door opened, revealing Applejack holding a basket of baked goods in her mouth. You! The human yelled furiously, pointing the strange metal thing at her. I very nearly pulled the trigger then and there. After all, she did kick me in the balls. The last idiot to do that, I think, was one of the Legion's assassins. I ended up stomping on his throat and gouging out his eyes. A bullet to the head would have been merciful, really. Of course, my body decided then and there was a good time to inform me that I haven't eaten since I have arrived in this world. I guess the smell of food was enough to remind me. I'm pretty sure that eased the tension. I kept my gun leveled at her. Yeah, another female. I didn't think much of it at the time. Give me the food and I'll forget about what you did. I had to wait for her friend to translate. There was a rather dangerous silence. Honestly, I was worried the purple one would try to smite me with radiation, in which I decided then and there I would have to find a way around that. I did not like the idea of being followed by some strange purple horse that could ghoulify me if I looked at her wrong.
Chwa, Applejack said quietly, having dropped the basket of apology pies. I thought you said you were going to take his weapons from him. I thought I did. He had it hidden on him, the unicorn whispered back. She listened to the growling coming from his stomach, followed by his request. He said that he'll forgive you for what you did if you give him the food. That's why I brought it over in the first place. She nudged the basket closer to him, remembering Twilight's warning about his hostility towards magic. She looked up at him with what she hoped came across as an apologetic smile, before backing away slowly, keeping a wary eye on the strange metal thing he was holding. Would you have believed me if I were to say that the orange pony that gave me the food had a cowboy hat? No, honestly, a great big Stetson. She had her mane done up in a ponytail too. Yeah, a horse with a ponytail, I know, right? Having got the food, I put the gun down. I got what I wanted, and I didn't think they were much of a threat. They seemed just so innocent. You ever had an apple pie? Like an actual apple pie, instead of one of those 200-year-old things with more preservatives than actual fruit? It was like sex for my sense of taste. We will never have anything that tastes anywhere near as good as those things did here in the wastelands. Ever. What? No, I don't have any of those pies here. I don't know how long it took me, but I ate the whole damn lot. I ended up feeling sick afterwards, but it was worth it. You know, there's really no place for etiquette table manners out there. After all, you take too long to eat something, next thing you know, your camp is swarming with coyotes, bloatflies, and every other mutant animal trying to kill you for a quick meal. So, yeah, I tore through them like a deathclaw tears through mole rats. Those were good. Look, the taste of those pies was like taking a dozen hits of Jet. There's no way in hell I was going to be coherent. Author's note. The T-51B, 5 inches thick and capable of stopping everything short of an anti-tank round. Still won't stop Applejack. Also, Google Docs says that Zebrakin is a real word. A Google search knit me a picture of Zikora's plot. I'm cool with that.